Welcome to Care 2D, a place for all things paper. This is Ingrid Carlson, and we are on day 5 of the Writing Bible Plan by Nanda, Apple of His Eye, over on Instagram. I have her link down below. If you haven't gotten your free copy, make sure you go and grab it. That was just a quick flip of where we're at so far, and this spread might be my favorite spread because of the color combination that ends up at the end. It's not something that I would normally gravitate towards. You're going to see I'm going to do some dark blue and green finishing touches, and I love the way that it turned out. I wanted to encourage you to try out new things and let this be a place for the words to shine, but not focus so much on the designs. The designs are beautiful and all that, and obviously I'm making videos for them, but I just encourage you to maybe throw on some hymnals or some praise and worship music and just create. Just give it over to God. Here I am making some buttons, and if you have not caught the button tutorial, I believe that I'm not really sure who has it now. We have a team of 4 girls. It's called Elevate COLLAB over on Instagram, and it's Michelle, Miko's son, Jessica, who is Just Give Me Jesus, and Lori, who is Measure Once, Cut Twice, and myself, and we collaborate together. It's called Elevate COLLAB, and Elevate is where we lift each other up and elevate one another with encouragement. And so Jessica and Lori had this awesome live that they do. We do lives on Instagram, and they made these faux buttons, and unfortunately Instagram, somehow it got lost, and so I'm not sure who posted it. I'll try to find it and link it down below, but anyways, they are super cute and a great touch to any project. They don't take very long at all. You can use pattern paper, you can use mixed media, you can use papers that you've painted on. I mean, the possibilities are endless, and I'm going to add some to my spread at the end, but I needed them to dry, and so I'm going to put them over to the side. And I used stickle on one and then glossy accents on the other 2. So one of my favorite things that I've acquired recently, or more recently, is this beautiful old hymnal book, and the pages are so old that, I mean, to tear them is super easy. They are just so beautiful, and so I knew that I wanted to use one of those. That image that I put down with the bird, that was an image that Nanda had gifted to me, I don't know, about a year ago. I wanted to pull out, I have all of the things that she sent me that I haven't used, and I wanted to incorporate them for her in this album. She's got an Etsy shop, which I will list down below as well. And she has just some beautiful pieces and at very reasonable prices. And so I appreciate everything that she's ever given to me, and so I wanted to use them here. So here is the fabric that I was telling you about that I didn't expect to like or use. I have a bin full of scrap fabrics. I not only have scrap paper, but I have scrap fabrics, and it's more than a bin. It's one of those giant vacuum bags, and it's full, and it never got vacuumed. And anyways, it's sitting in a closet, and I thought, I've been wanting to use fabric. Why not go into that stash? So that is an old shirt that I had used to make these little girl clothes where I used the bodice of a pre-made shirt and then added fabric on the bottom to make a dress. And that was a piece that I hadn't used. And so I think that the color is so vibrant and so pretty and just coordinates really well with those beautiful red roses that I picked out there. So I love the way that it turned out. What's funny about creating sometimes is that you will lay down, especially when you're working on layers or clusters. This happens to me all the time. I'll lay down a cluster that I want, and then when I go to put it back together, I cannot remember how I had it. And it's so crazy because every time I tell myself, like, okay, remember that the petal goes to the left and, whatever. And then when I go to do it, it's maybe because I'm filming, maybe because there's other stuff going on, I'll forget. Don't let that bother you because it doesn't really matter. It will come out beautifully, I promise. Sewing in your pages just gives another element of design that is so warm and just inviting, almost to the touch that you want to feel it. And if you haven't sewn on your pages, I encourage you to do so today. An element that I used to always have in, especially when I was doing paper crafting, is dog-eared pages. And that's where the top edge or the bottom edge is folded over in like a little triangle. And so I'm gluing this down, and look how much more vintagey it looks with that. Speaking of vintagey, let's just distress this hymnal a little more. Just taking the edge of my scissors, I very carefully scrape it on the sides, and it just gives it an even more worn look. Because I had so many elements on the page, I wanted to write the Bible verse on the side, so I used one of the kit's kind of note section where there was emptiness on the page. And so today we are looking at 2 Corinthians 6:16. And what agreement hath the temple of God with idols? For ye are the temple of the living God. And God had said, I will dwell in them and walk in them, and I will be their God, and they shall be my people. And I guess I got a little excited reading that one, but with due reason. So here, my buttons had finally dried, and so I am just going to use my punch and punch them out. And now I'm going to use the same thread that I used on the left side of the page to add cohesion, and I'm just going to dangle them like kind of a bookmark. And I grounded them to the page beneath. And that's pretty much all for my spread. I hope that you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you tomorrow. Don't forget to go over to Instagram, where I will have more sneak peeks, and I'll see you then.